Kirby sucks.
Hold on, pause.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy BigDonSkillz bringing you another video from the Skills Lounge. And today we are going to be talking about the newest Kirby game that just dropped, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. And this is a game I've been super hyped about. And all of a sudden they're like, hey, we're going to drop a demo for this today. So I changed my streaming plans, decided to give it a whirl, and I got some things to say about it. This game is interesting because it actually presents us with two modes this time. A Spring Breeze mode that's really easy and a Wild mode that's meant to be a lot tougher. Well, as someone who's just played any assortment of games, I can tell you off the top, the Wild mode is not difficult at all. So we'll jump into this game and talk about the first thing, which is the story and how the game introduces itself. It plays a cutesy little cutscene, you know, Kirby traveling and things start attacking his land and kidnapping friends, and that kind of leads him to this adventure. Very simple and pretty Kirby-esque as far as the plot goes. What's different from this game as compared to the other Kirby games is that you've actually switched to a more, people would say, open world Super Mario Odyssey style. And I think a better way of describing this game isn't necessarily Mario Odyssey, but more of Super Mario 3D Land or 3D World, where you have levels and instances, but you have a lot of freedom to explore those levels. Now, the first criticism I'm gonna have about this game, and this is not even gameplay related, is that you watch this beautiful cutscene playing out, and there's no sound. There's only music playing, and I think just the fact that there's only music with no physical sounds of, Kirby making noises, all this debris and things flying around on the screen, it really takes away from the cutscenes from being pretty epic. I think they're beautifully animated, they look amazing, but just the fact that it's just a cutscene with music playing in the background really takes away from the authenticity of it, in my opinion. The game starts you off in this really cool looking city. It's kind of an abandoned post-apocalyptic vibe to it. One thing I have to immediately admit that I like is that the gameplay is very, very fluid and responsive. Doesn't matter that this game isn't running at a 60 FPS, 4K resolution. It runs just fine at the way it is, and that is something that this game has to get props for. It's making good use of what it has, especially with the Switch being very limited on its hardware, but it's a very, very nice looking game. First thing I have to say about the world is the exploration's nice and it's very beautiful. It's a very good looking game. But I'm going to find this to be extremely easy based off of my first impressions. Now, I know it's only the first level. It's only a demo. It's only, a few parts of the city and a boss. But everything was just incredibly easy. And, I really never felt like I was in danger. The only time I really took damage was when I recklessly dived in with the sword, which unfortunately feels pretty weak in this game. The enemies take a lot of hits, so you're better off staying at distance and either throwing the boomerang or the bomb and just killing everything from a distance. So I think it's gonna have to make itself a little bit more challenging to appeal to a hardcore audience. With that being said, this is a Kirby game, and I'm not sure Kirby fans is, requirements, but this is not gonna be Elden Ring, for example, a game that's kicking everybody's butts right now. This is just its own casual, fun game. I think one thing I have to give another criticism about for this game is the abilities themselves. Now, Kirby gets some of his classic abilities like the cutter, the ice, the sword, the bomb, which is insanely OP, by the way. But there's also upgraded versions of these abilities, which are actually pretty cool. With the cutters, you can throw like twin daggers, and it looks cool. It gives you a different piece of armor. I think that's pretty awesome. But there's also these new power-ups that are essentially bigger than what Kirby could normally swallow. So when he does, he only partially swallows the object. For example, the car, which enables you to literally like drive around the map and tackle things. Or a stop cone or a traffic cone, which allows you to do like this dive bomb attack and break the ground and things like that. I just think there could have been some more creative uses of Kirby. It's the only thing that this is adding is that, you just added bigger powers, but it doesn't really change gameplay in any sort of dynamic way. It's just, hey, you've got these extra powers and they're here and it's fun and it's cool, but it just could have been done in a much more clever way, in my opinion. I think for this reason, this game is going to have an identity crisis until, like, it doesn't know what exactly it wants to be, but it's still a Kirby game at heart. But people are going to keep comparing this to Mario Galaxy, despite the fact that I don't think there's much comparisons at all to these games. It's in a tough spot, and I've said a lot of good things about it, but some of the negatives is going to make it very hard for me to justify buying this game in a month that's as stacked as March. There's still a lot of games from February that I'm playing, and it's going to be very hard for me to put those games aside for this when it's not quite what I was hoping for. It's just a little too easy, and it may be a little too casual for me. I love Kirby, I respect it, and this game could even be better when it comes out because the previews at the end were great. It looked really cool. So, once again, those are my first impressions. As of now, I may buy it to play on stream, but it's going to be hard for me to recommend you buy this game initially. But that's all I got for today. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Let me know what y'all thought about this. I hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day. And of course, I will see y'all on the flip side. Peace out, y'all. Deuces.